This chapter was very, very, very one-sided in some ways. Hope you enjoyed that watching. This is Sullivan Honest Game and you of Bleach chapter 5, 96, X Rap Dolls 3. It starts off with look like Shuhei's gonna make the first move, but then Kensei and Rose, they show up. The first thing they did, they struck down Shuhei. I'm like, you're joking, right? I'm like, how the heck did they do that? Like, what's the position? But then you got Minori who shows up. Then he explains it. And apparently he did something. Apparently he created a drug that's in the fluids of the Arrancars. You see, he has the blood sample of every single Soul Reaper in the 13 Court Guard squads that's in his laboratory, and he can use it to create a drug. Because of that, he also created serum for this. He also used the drug and put it in the Arrancar's blood. The moment the blood made contact with the people, and this blood comes from the bodies of the zombie Arrancars, he can turn Gagaga zombies into his own zombies, literally under his control by any means necessary. And no matter how strong control Gagaga has, it's nothing compared to Minori's. I'm like, this is a strong. I literally don't believe this. Sorry, some low-level concept. I'll explain later. I can't believe that this literally happened in such a way. Like, we all know that how dangerous Minori. It's not his weapon. It's not his Soul Reaper powers. It's not his sword. His deadliest weapon is his mind. He is the worst kind of opponent you should have as an enemy in any way. Whether you're Soul Reaper, Arrancar, or Stern Raider, friend or foe, he will use, no matter what attack you use, he'll use it, take your own attack, turn it against you, and twist you inside out until there's nothing left but paste and dust. And guy is so certified with his knowledge, he doesn't care. He's very extreme, eccentric, but there's some extent of logic to his insanity. It's all for the sake of the Soul Society in some ways. For example, remember when Byakuya asked, why would you do this to them? I mean, serving the Soul Society after death, isn't that one's duty? Isn't that something that Soul Reaper should do? I mean, they serve Soul Society in life, so why shouldn't they serve the Soul Society in death? There is some logic to this sense, but we all know that Minori Kurosuchi, when it comes to his science, is always some death of madness. Some death of madness that's so dangerous that very few people understand it and how the depths of what this guy could do. For example, the only guy I think who's under his intelligence equal is probably Kisuke Urahara, because he's probably a little smarter than him. Kisuke, he's probably his equal. And maybe Sosuke Aizen if he wants to such an egomaniac. So basically those guys will probably understand his logic in every form way. Probably more Sosuke because he's more, evil, so but you get my perspective from this. So my perspective, my points. So yeah, there. And give credit where credit is due, and I give this chapter a lot of credit. And so that's gonna be my line from now on. I give this a lot of credit because this credit was definitely Minori's comeback. You stole pawns from us, and now are taking those pawns back. Like in chess. Next, whoever makes the most destructive and most advanced move, and aim straight for the king or queen, game over. And this is the thing. His drug is so powerful, it even outshines Pepe's love attack. So we all know how creepy Pepe's love is, and Stern Ritter L. He is just freaky creepy. But Minori doesn't love anything, so he's cold-hearted as stone. Like a statue. Like really nothing he loves. The only thing he enjoys is tearing things up. He doesn't have. He may like tearing things up into little tiny pieces and examining how they work, but he doesn't really have any genuine emotional attachment. So no love, no sex, no anything. I'm sorry about the sex, but you get my point. This guy is not some guy that you should literally be glad you have as an ally, because if he's an enemy, you're in the worst kind of trouble you could possibly be, and you don't even know it. That's the part that sucks the most. So I suggest if you are an enemy, and you know how this guy works, run. Because otherwise you're in for a load of trouble. Oh, how deep we're talking? Let's see, if you can swim for 10 feet, we're talking 30 feet. Of trouble. So yeah, there, and worse, because you're probably not going to be alone in that deep trench. You're going to have company, and they're probably like to tear you to pieces. So that's my concept of Minoru Kurotsuchi's madness and his science. In fact, those zombies even knocked Pepe for a loop, knocking it so hard into the wall that guy is literally spouting out obscenities like, "How dare you disrespect my love, you." I don't want to repeat the obscenities, but let's just say they all sound vulgar and dirty. So you guys probably get what I mean. So it's a bit mature. So I'm trying not to be disrespectful. But how is Pepe at the end of the chapter ends with Pepe alone being alone? How is being alone with Sturminator G, Gluttony? I mean, she probably has beef with that guy. Hell, he made her own ally fight amongst themselves. So basically, if anyone's probably going to eat this guy alive, it's probably going to be her. Even though this guy looks really freaky, I hope she kicks his ass. Because she turned her own friend against her. But knowing how strong Pepe's love is, he probably infected her. But we never saw that. But you know how Kubo likes to keep us in wait and surprises? There's probably going to be a lot of surprises in the next chapter. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Sullivan of Bleach, Chapter 596 at Rap Dolls 3. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe.